Curacao is one of the most interesting of all the Caribbean islands. It has all the beautiful beaches and snorkeling spots you'd expect, but there's so much more to experience if you look further. The island has over 65 distinct nationalities. It's a perfect melting pot to experience a wide range of cultures in one trip. Keep watching to learn about the best things to do in Curacao. Beaches. The list of beaches in Curacao is almost endless. There are so many, it's impossible to list them all, but picking a few is essential to get the most out of your trip. Groot Nip is considered one of the best things to do in Curacao because it's also one of its best beaches. It has incredibly white sands and blue waters with rocky cliffs on the edge. It has one of the highest entry fees at $14, but it's a price many visitors are willing to pay. Playa Pescado is 10 minutes away from Groot Nip and is famous for its turtles that stay here for the food they get from local fishermen. It costs $11. Playa Porto Mari is home to 2 feral pigs, Willie and Woody. It also has a double reef, 3 trails, and a Dutch-Indonesian restaurant. Entry is $6. There are a few public beaches in Curacao you won't have to pay to enter. Playa Lagoon is small but peaceful, and a great snorkeling spot with a reef full of marine life. Playa Forte is one of the best beaches for divers. Kokomo Beach has clear waters and soft sand. It also has a swing that sits right in the sea, setting it apart from others. It closes at 6 p.m. Casabao Beach is full of white sands and unique greenery. You can relax under its palm umbrellas. It's home to turtles, eagle rays, and tropical fish. You can even get a massage on the waterline or visit the beach bar and restaurant. Blue Abbey has a calming atmosphere and a beautiful reef to snorkel in. The palm trees provide shade. Watch out for the rocks and be aware you may want to skip this beach's bar and restaurant. The entry fee is only $8. Mambo Beach is one of the best places to watch the sunset. Stop by the famous Chili Beach Bar and walk along the Mambo Beach Boulevard to do some shopping. The entry fee is $7. Jan Thiel is another commercial spot full of shops, restaurants, and hotels. The entry fee is $5. Snorkeling and Diving. Curacao has over 40 dive areas spread over 65 sites. Visiting any of them gives you an experience you'll never forget. One of the best spots is known as the Tugboat. The sunken wreck sits in a shallow, 5-meter bay that's home to corals, sponges, and sea fans. The high visibility means you'll see a variety of marine life, including parrotfish and butterfly fish. The mushroom forest is an underwater jungle that got its name from its gigantic 10-foot mushroom-shaped coral. Punti Piku, also known as Barracuda Point, is near Barbara Beach. It's full of curious barracuda that don't bite because they're too busy following divers. Hell's Corner has a strong current, but there's a dive site in a calmer section that's full of marine life. You'll see jacks, turtles, lobsters, morays, corals, sponges, and more. Willemstad. The capital city of Curacao is also a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's full of history and 17th century buildings. It's also made up of several interesting regions. Handelsklad is one of the most recognizable areas because it's appeared on many Curacao postcards. Come for its colonial Dutch buildings. Stay to eat at its outdoor cafes and watch the Queen Emma Bridge open. One of the best districts is Piertami. Renovation efforts began in 1999 to restore its historic hotels, restaurants, galleries, and bars. A few of its most beautiful buildings are the Scuba Lounge, Biblau, and Ginger. The district of Scarlu, also known as Scala, is a haven for art lovers. It's full of murals commissioned by Street Art Scala. Christofell National Park. Christofell National Park was formed in 1978 when 3 plantations merged. It takes up 2,300 hectares, making it the largest national park in Curacao. It's full of impressive greenery, including 450 species of unique plants like the giant columnar cacti or kadushi. There are also animals such as white-tailed deer and green iguana. One of the rarest is the palabura, a native barn owl. Climbing the park's Christofell Mountain is one of the best things to do in Curacao if you want an adventure. It takes a few hours to reach the peak, but the hike is easy. You'll need to start before 10 a.m. to avoid extremely high temperatures. Sheta Boka National Park. This park sits right next to Christofell but offers a unique experience. It's made up of 7 inlets on the north coast of Curacao and spans over 6 miles. One of the most popular areas here is Boka Pistola because it has the biggest waves and beautiful limestone hills. Boka Tabla lets you sit on an observation deck to watch the sea or go inside a cave. The entry fee is $11. Curacao Sea Aquarium. This is one of the best things to do in Curacao during a family trip. It houses over 400 marine species, including the popular sea lion Chichi, who loves to show off tricks. There's also an underwater observatory boat, air-conditioned theater, and shell museum. The aquarium is renowned for its open water system that flows water from the sea into its tanks. It also sits next to a beautiful coral reef. There are plenty of info sessions and programs, such as a flamingo feeding. The entry fee is $15 for adults and $7 for kids 5 to 12. Amazonia, the island of lost dreams. Children also love this spot, but how could anyone not be entranced by it? It has one area full of tropical birds like macaws and cockatoos, a dark room full of reptiles, and an open room full of red-handed tamarin. You'll have to get a guided tour, and it costs $18 for adults and $9 for children. Dolphin Academy. This is the place to go if you've always dreamed of swimming, scuba diving, or snorkeling with the intelligent and majestic bottlenose dolphin. You'll also have an instructor teaching you all about them the entire time. Before we tell you more about Curacao, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Curacao Museum. This museum teaches you about the history of Curacao. It features pre-Columbian Indian artifacts and teaches you about early plantation life on the island as well. Kura Hulanda Museum. This museum used to be the home of a 19th century merchant and slave owner. It now uses artifacts and models to teach visitors about the slave trade in Curacao. Its collections include pre-Columbian gold, Mesopotamian relics, Antillean art, and more. It also has a sculpture garden full of friendly cats. Cas de Pali Maishi. Curacao is a melting pot of cultures, but many of its 150,000 residents are descendants of African slaves. Touring this abode shows you how they live. If you want more, you can sign up to make a traditional bread known as pancera on an outdoor stove. Tula Monument. This monument honors a black man named Tula who led a revolt against the Dutch slave owners in Curacao. It began in August of 1795 and lasted for over a month. Tula was captured on October 3rd, but his legacy lives on forever. Churches. Fort Church is the oldest church in Curacao, built in 1769. The pulpit and governor's bench are original. It also features artifacts from the original congregation. The Mive Israel Emmanuel Synagogue is the oldest Jewish temple in America, still in use. It's called the Snoa for short, a nickname that comes from esnoga, the Portuguese word for synagogue. It was founded by Jews who fled during the Spanish Inquisition. There's also an adjoining museum full of Torah scrolls and other artifacts. You can still see the sand floors used to drown out the sounds of the congregation's worship from their persecutors. Klein Curacao. The trip here is the most popular day tour in the area. Klein Curacao, also known as Small Curacao, sits 15 miles from the main island. It's private and uninhabited, with beautiful white sand beaches. There's also plenty of snorkeling spots, including coral reefs and the wreck of the Maria Bianca Guidesman. The tour costs $100 and the 2-hour boat ride is not smooth. Yankok. The salt lakes that cover this area are worth visiting because they attract hundreds and, if you come at the right time, even thousands of flamingos. You can view them from an observation deck to stay out of the mud. De Viserrji. This is one of the best restaurants in Curacao. It has delicious seafood, including shrimp, tuna, tataki, and sashimi. It's so popular it often has a long line. Marsha Bieu. Also known as the Old Market, this open-air food court houses vendors that offer the best cuisine on the island. You can get fish, produce, rice, salad, plantains, and more. You also have the option to take them to go or eat at the market's picnic tables. Serena's Art Gallery. Chichi is the word for older sister in the local language Papiamento. German artist Serena Israel created the first Chichi sculpture, and she now sells them at her art gallery. You can customize one and have it hand-painted or take a workshop to learn how to make your own. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorites in Curacao? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.